you crazy bastard. No, it's Kyle Thomas of Victoria, and you're listening to Agents of Rage.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Agents of Rage. We want to thank Kyle Thomas with Exhorter, lead singer of Exhorter. If you haven't seen them, that's a great band. You should check it out. My name is Ren. This is TD. What's going on, my man?
Nice intro. That was cool, man. You score all the good intros. You're way ahead of me on that. I'm gonna have to try to catch up with you.
Yeah, exactly. You just got to go up to them and just give them the script. Real easy. It's interesting. Exhorter just finished up a tour, and they ended it in Cadillac, Michigan. So if you've never heard of Cadillac, Michigan, we're like the hand here. So it's up here, right? And I was there not too long ago. It was I did a story for my show, and it's basically Kiss was there 50 years ago.
Oh my!
Yeah,
wow.
they it's a crazy story. I'll tell it very quickly. Football team was losing. This is 1975, right before Kiss Alive comes out, and that's when they blew up. Right, that's when the band was super huge. So they weren't like crazy huge yet, but they were big. Wrote them a letter, said, "Hey, just want to let you know we've been playing Kiss in the locker room for the last several games, and we haven't lost. And we just want to tell you guys that, hey, we appreciate your music and what you're doing." And so anyway, this gets, the band gets it. And, their PR people, wherever, are like, we're going to come to a game next season, and we're going to do a concert at your high school. And so they did. And it was nuts. Yeah. I did a whole story on it. In fact, the interesting thing is when, of course, knowing me, I figured that I had to look the part, right? So
here we go.
Yeah. So check this out.
Nice. Who did the makeup for you?
So the high school, alumni and stuff were there painting faces. So I go, well, you have to paint mine.
Yeah, special request.
Exactly. And so, yeah.
Is that Peter Criss?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah. And I had a Peter Criss shirt on too. Yeah, it was cool. So anyway, that was that. And
that's good. If I guessed it, I got it right, man. They did a good job. Nice.
Absolutely. So to make it full circle, Exhorter played in Cadillac. That's when they ended their show. I think that's cool. You guys should go see them. In fact, we had Exhorter on this show. I think it was 2 years ago. And you could check out that episode. And there's some good clips from the band. They were at the Sanctuary in Detroit. So check it out. I just want to tell you guys a quick preview of what's going to happen tonight. So like we mostly do is review two shows, one that TD saw and one that I saw. And TD has picked Black Label Society. So he went to see them in March in San Francisco. And so we've got some info on that and some clips. And we'll talk about the show and the experience. That's what we do here. We talk about the live experience. And I was at just on Monday. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do a fresh one, right? Because I've been going to so many. And that was Sepultura, Farewell Tour, Exodus, Biohazard, Tribal Gaze. It was a great night. So I was like, I'm going to talk about it now. I'm going to talk about it now. In fact, we do our story of the shirt. I've got my Biohazard tour shirt.
Nice.
Warbringer for you,
Yep.
If you're a fan of this channel, we've talked about Warbringer and shown Warbringer. We had a whole episode. So that's cool. So, and then at the end of the show, for those of you who don't know, we are going to Sonic Temple Festival next week. So we're recording this on May 8th. It's probably going to come out on the 9th or so. And we're excited. We're pumped. And we've been to a lot of these. And so I asked TD, I said, hey, why don't you come up with just some survival tips when you go to a festival. So maybe you are going to Sonic Festival or one of the other ones that are coming up. There's quite a few kind of in a row. We're going to kind of give you the 411.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's funny because the survival tips are purely from trial and error.
Oh, exactly.
Mostly error, and then actually mostly error, and then fixing error, right? So the wet shoes one was the one I was telling today.
Yeah.
We went to Blue Ridge. How it rained, our shoes got packed with mud. We decided, well, you got to hose them off, right? Those freaking things wouldn't dry to save our lives.
I know.
And so, not in order of importance, but always bring extra shoes. The forecast originally was showing.
Hey, don't do all the things yet. We're gonna do that.
All right.
All right. We do want to get to the music and what was happening. So,
all right.
First thing we're going to talk about is the Black Label Society show. So, if for those of you who don't know, just a quick 411, they're currently in the middle of their 2026 North American tour. Recently wrapped up their main spring leg, and they're moving into festival appearances because we'll be seeing them next week at Sonic Temple. And they've got an interesting kind of summer-fall stretch they call the American Crusade. So that is coming up. But right now, and what we're going to feature here is the triple threat lineup that they had on this particular show because several of the band members pulled double duty for these gigs. So Dark Chapel is a band we're going to talk about, fronted by Black Label Society guitarist Dario Lorna. And so that's the opening act. Then they have Sabbath, which, of course, is Zakk Wylde's Black Sabbath tribute band. And finally, Black Label Society comes out for the main show. So this tour supports the latest album, Engines of Demolition by BLS. So that just came out a few months ago. So check that out. And interesting thing, because we always want to talk about festivals and festival news, right? Zakk Wylde recently announced a return of his Berserkus Festival. Have you heard of this? I have.
No.
And I've looked at it, and it's in August, right? Featuring Lamb of God, BLS, Suicidal Tendencies, the hat you're wearing, sir. And they're in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and they're also in Wantagh, New York.
Interesting. That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah. So let's get into your show. So this took place March 14th at the Warfield in San Francisco. One of the things I want us to get in the habit of is right off the bat, the most important thing was the music. The music you heard that night, the performances, maybe something stood out to you. Talk about the music and the show.
Yeah, so, Dark Chapel, I had not heard them. They were actually really good. I thought that they were real tight. Music was great. And the way having Zakk Sabbath as the middle band, kind of warming everything up. Sorry, I have to sneeze.
Oh, that's okay. Hey, guys.
Sorry, Zakk Sabbath kind of, it's kind of warming things up, really, because it's Black Sabbath songs.
Oh boy, here we go.
Black Sabbath
season. I get it.
It's bad, and so so kind of get you going, and then the follow up with Black Label Society is good. It was a great show. Warfield's interesting because it has a very relatively small pit area and tons of seats. The seats are way more expensive than the pit. We always get the pit because you're right up front, and. Let's see if I can reach it real quick. I'll show you what I got. I was lucky enough to get
with bated breath here. Everybody's excited.
Sabbath beach ball. Had to get the air out of it so I could get it out without being stolen from me. But it was a great show.
So you caught that beach ball?
Yeah, 2 different times they threw out beach balls. They're just bouncing around. So I let them bounce around a bunch, and then when I feel like everyone's getting tired of it, then I'll grab them. And I got one the first go around, and the go around here comes more. They're just it's so much fun. He's banging them around. And
dude, when I went to the last Hatebreed show, and I think they do this routinely. This was at the Fillmore in Detroit, or it was Royal Oak Music Theater. It was one of the two, and they have this massive 8-ball, but it's huge. It's like massive, and it bounces around the crowd, and so
Yeah.
it is a riot. Actually, it's on this channel. If you look at the Hatebreed 30th anniversary tour video, you'll see that ball bouncing around, and it's wild.
That's cool. That's fun. It gets the crowd, keeps them engaged. It's fun. They put on a great show. So yeah, it was an outstanding show. For what
was the crowd like?
The crowd was packed. It was a strange thing because I don't know what happened. The doors opened an hour or so early, like normal, but the line was wrapped all the way around the block. But they got you in pretty quick. But it was, I don't know if it was sold out, but it was, 80, 90% capacity for sure. And the crowd, no real mosh pit or anything like that. It's not really quite like that. But the crowd, what I say, was generally older crowd, But it was good.
Yeah.
A ton of fun. Merch line there.
That was my next question.
It tends to get really long. It's as you walk in to the venue, to your immediate left is or there's stairs going up, and then there's a bar. Go straight ahead, and on the left, the doors to get into the venue, and then on the right, there's the main band set up for merch, and then just a little farther down on the right also are the secondary bands. And the lines usually are really long, and of course they were for this particular show. But unlike the Fillmore, you can't see the door shut. You can't see the band playing if you're in the line. So you got to get your stuff and get going if you want to see the show.
Okay, all right. Well, that's a good setup. So let's get into a little music from Dark Chapel, right? So this is a melodic hard rock band. That's how they're kind of labeled. Founded just a few years ago, again, by Dario Lorina. He's the longtime second guitarist for Black Label Society. And this project marks his transition into a frontman role where he serves as a lead vocalist, guitarist, and producer. So we've just got a little clip here of Dark Chapel at the Warfield. I believe it was at March 14th.
Yeah.
Here we go. Boy, he just loves being up front. He does. He's like, this is my time,
Yeah.
But I mean, good. I'm sure it's always great. The first guitarist, second guitarist, whatever.
Yeah,
there's not jealousy. They're all working hard. So, but no, we didn't hear him sing in that clip, but he is certainly ripping.
Yeah, good band. Yeah, definitely going places.
Cool, man. Well, then we had Zach Sabbath. And for those of you who maybe you've heard of Zach Sabbath, you're not sure what it is. So it's an all-star Black Sabbath tribute band fronted by Zakk Wylde. And he was the longtime guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne. He's the founder of Black Label Society we talked about. This band was formed in 2014, specializing in a lot of the high-energy renditions of Black Sabbath's calendar. Or I should say collection, and they definitely stay faithful to the style, and the way it's presented. They're staying faithful to the music. So, and three prominent heavy metal veterans in this band: Zakk Wylde, of course, Rob Blasco Nicholson, who plays bass. He was with Ozzy Osbourne and Rob Zombie, and then Joey Castillo on drums from Danzig and Queens of the Stone Age. So all those guys got chops,
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Well, obviously, the man is Zakk Wylde, arguably, right, the greatest guitarist out there right now. I'm sure there are many arguments for many guys, including a guy we will see here in just a little bit. But regardless of that, here is Zakk Wylde doing his thing. got ahead of myself on that video there. But yeah, I mean, you know, playing behind his back, just loving it every time he plays. In fact, I thought it was great that, you know, out of tribute to Ozzy, that, you know, you had this picture. Not that picture. Oh, hold on. I've got to remove this first. Oh my gosh. This picture.
Yeah.
I mean, that says it all right there.
Yeah. 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 That was good. It was a really good show.
Yeah, I bet. That was funny. Okay. So cool. And this is, this leads us into Black Label Society. So founded in Los Angeles, they've been around since 1998. So they're veterans. You know, they're the definitive heavy metal project of guitar icon Zakk Wylde, known for his signature uncompromising sound, you know, and spent over 25 years as really one of the most consistent forces. And I think that's an accurate statement. You know, whether you're more on the metal side of things, and, you know, Black Label maybe kind of walks that line a little bit, you know, from that hard rock to metal. But regardless of that, you know, you got to respect the music and the riffs and the presentation. You know, that is definitely a metal presentation.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. So Destroy and Conquer was one of the tunes that they tackled in that particular show. We kind of gave you a little preview there before, but now you get to see the real clip. Getting better on your videos there, my friend.
Practice makes perfect. Thank you.
Right. A little better framing. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is, you know, those guys, you know, it has that Alice in Chains.
Yeah. Heavier version.
Yeah. And the way he sings, you know, definitely has that kind of style. So it's interesting to me. So great show. You know, we're going to get an opportunity to see, I don't know about Dark Chapel, but I know we're going to get to see Zakk Sabbath and Black Label Society at Sonic Temple.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to that. And you too? I'm so weird.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
You have no
is that my cue?
No. We're just having a conversation. All right, bro. Let's move on.
Very excited.
Sepultura. Let's talk Sepultura. And it's interesting because, boy, it is a divisive topic, you know, when you talk about with metal fans, you know, and you say the name Sepultura and the kind of emotions that come to mind, you know. Exactly. So Sepultura is currently on their final North American leg of their global farewell tour. So this is it. For this band, and they're calling it Celebrating Life Through Death, marking the end of the band's 40-year career. The North American jaunt kicked off on April 29th and is scheduled to wrap up on May 29th in Los Angeles. So if you guys, if you've wondered, like, okay, why is this the farewell? Like, why now? What's going on? So the guitarist, Andres Kisser, who has been with the band since 1989. So since Schizophrenia. So he's been there through this whole thing. For the most part, he missed the first album.
Yeah.
But, you know, and he said the relentless nature of the album cycle and a desire to leave on a high note, because he's proud of the 2020 album they did, Quadra. And so they're going to wrap this up, and they're going to have a massive final concert in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Oh,
imagine if you were at that. That's going to be later this year. And I will
It's going to
say,
be a live recording, I'm sure.
oh, yes, 100%. And I will say that that is, we're going to see them. We're going to see Sepultura next week. So they're going to get an opportunity to, say goodbye to the festival crowd. So that'll be interesting. Now, Kisser has made public invitations to the former members to join them in the final show, to just come out and let's just unite. But Max and Igor said, nope.
Wow.
We are not interested. We do not want to be a part of it. So, I mean, that's crazy. So real quick, and I don't like going off on tangents, but I think this is important. If you don't know about the Sepultura breakup, because people are like, oh, Max and Igor left, and then they just kept going, and, they're kind of a fraud. And you're welcome to your opinion, for sure. And that could be true. But I will give you just kind of a brief synopsis of what happened. So in 1996, the rest of the band at the time, this is Andreas, Paolo Jr., and Igor, wanted to fire their manager, Gloria Bujnowski, who was also Max's wife. And Max felt betrayed and basically left immediately. Like, they had a show and he was gone, at that point, which is, kind of crazy. And then Igor stayed for another decade with Sepultura, but then left. He called it artistic incompatibility. And he also, he also had a desire to spend more time with his family. I think, he was missing his brother. And he said he later admitted he kind of felt like an outsider, in the band. And he just didn't like the way things were going without his brother,
Yeah.
So he went and did that. So the show I want to talk about was May 4th. So just a few days ago from this recording, and it was at the Royal Oak Music Theater. So let me talk first about the performances, the music. This was an amazing show. So Tribal Gaze, for the true thrash fans who are coming to this particular concert, you're getting some death metal in your face just to start the night. Granted, they were playing a lot of their kind of faster, real traditional death metal songs, and it was great. It was great. I think the crowd responded. The way that the Royal Oak Music Theater is set up is it has it's a traditional kind of theater setup. So big floor and a balcony. So I don't know what the seating capacity is, but it's a pretty good size space. So you can definitely make room for pits and things like that. And the balcony is, probably 20 rows. So so it's good. But I will say this, the music itself, Biohazard, they were great. It's so amazing that we saw them a couple years ago. If you remember, we saw
Blue Ridge.
Inkarceration. Yeah.
No, was it Inkarceration?
I'm pretty sure.
No, Blue Ridge. I thought it was Blue Ridge.
Was it?
They came on right after Exodus, or we missed them. Right. Oh, it got shut down. Right.
Well,
Exodus
we did
played,
see them,
it
though.
got shut down.
We did see them live, though. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
Whenever it was, I was excited. And, I mean, it was good to see them back. I'm like, wow, all right. So Suicidals is kind of doing the same thing. These bands are coming back, kind of that more, punk,
Yeah, hardcore.
Sound, which is great. It blends perfectly with, metal enthusiasts. Like, we like that too.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great style. And so they were great. And now they have the original lineup back together. And it was really, really, really cool. We're going to get in that. And but overall, the music then, of course, Exodus just killing it. still just killing it. And I've got some fun stuff I'm going to show you here in a bit. And it's Sepultura, man. You know, they came out, they sounded great. They went across the catalog, which was awesome. And so you got early stuff, you got 90s stuff, you got, of course, their era, some of their newer stuff. It was solid, man. It was solid. You know,
Nice.
I respect people who say, and we had a comment when I posted the video originally, and he's like, I don't recognize them. You know, without Max and Ego, that they don't mean anything. You know, so I was thinking, I was like, you know, when Igor left, if they would have just changed the name, you know, go under a new name, you're still a great band, right? You've still got great music to make. Would that have been the right move instead of it being so divisive?
I think they did the right thing, keeping the name.
Yeah, I agree. And Andres has been there as long as he's been. And I mean, who am I to say I agree? But what I will say is I'm always up for an embarrassment of riches. And that means we've got Max and Igor playing, you know, Troops of Doom and Schizophrenia, you know, Escape to the Void. Like, they're just killing it doing that. So you can go see them because they're touring in a lot of places. And we've seen them many times in the last few years. So you had that. And then you had this other Sepultura group that is not a cover band and has made several albums with, you know, this guy.
Yeah.
The singer, I think his name's Brian Green, I think. Anyway, I think I've got it in my notes. But bottom line is, I thought it was fantastic, and everything was great. So let's get into it. Oh, and I will say, the merchandise line, it was a dream. It was a dream. Finally, you know, you just roll up. I mean, I went right as the concert ended. Because I was seeing it, they were stocked.
Nice.
So I get there and I'm like, hey, that Biohazard shirt, the one I'm wearing, the tour shirt. She's like, oh yeah, what size? You know. So I mean, it was like not even a worry at all, which is just a shocker. And then I got a Sepultura shirt, no problem. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, and tour shirts, you know, with the dates, you know, all of that. So that was amazing. So I just wanted to say that because we have to give a shout out when bands like are doing it right. Yeah. You know, it helps sometimes with the venue, you know, and the way it's located and stuff. So it's not as complicated to get through. I get that. But, you know, 5 stars for the Royal Oak Music Theater and the Sepultura cavalcade of artists and their merchandise. There's plenty of
nice.
Let's get into Biohazard. So we talked Tribal Gaze in just our last show. So if you want to hear about them, go there. Biohazard is really considered a pioneering, like, American hardcore band. They're Brooklyn, New York, you know, loud and proud. 1987 is when they got going. So it has been a minute for them. But they were credited as kind of one of those groups where you took like hardcore punk, heavy metal, hip hop, kind of put it all in a blender and see what comes out. So it was kind of what they called it's what they called like an urban sound, right?
A hardcore smoothie. That's a good one.
Yeah. So anyway, they were influential. Let's just say that in general. And right now, it's their original classic lineup, which reunited in late 2022. So we must have seen the original lineup when we saw them. But they had been apart for 12 years. Now, one of the things that I always think is interesting, I don't know if you guys will think this is interesting, but I always love the song they play or, you know, before a band comes out. Do you notice this?
Oh, yeah, like the walk-up song baseball players have, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So that, you know, they're playing songs throughout. but then you get a signature song that is
Yeah.
the introduction to the band. So Biohazard decides that they're just going to go ahead and play this. So see if you recognize this.
Theme from Rocky.
They played the whole song.
Oh, wow.
So it's like
Yeah.
2 minutes in, and like people are like looking at each other like, what's happening right now?
I have to tell you, if I had a band, I've actually thought about this quite a bit recently. If I had a band,
Really?
and the walkout song I would have, it would be a song by this artist, because as soon as it came on, the band would know, oh, now they're about to play music. I would have to play Barry White, and because it doesn't go at all with the music.
Sing
you know?
to the audience some Barry White there. Why don't you?
I can't do it, but trust me, play up some Barry White. They're like, now we're ready. Now the band's about to come on.
Right. So anyway, that was the open to Biohazard. And they came out, started jamming. They were playing stuff from like Urban Discipline, which was a great album, which I owned. I think it was like 92, something like that. But I owned that. But their guitarist got bold, right in this part. So check it out.
You best watch your back!
That's brave.
Yeah, it was, I was like, when I saw him walk over this, all right, got to record this, for sure.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? The bottom line is they were great, and they released an album last year. I think it's been their first new music in a long time. And so they played some of the music off that, and this is one of those songs. Right?
Okay, so one of my top 10 favorite shows of all time, Evan Seinfeld was on that show. Can you name that show?
Right.
Can you
I
name
don't
it?
know what show.
Oh, Oz.
What show?
He was on the show Oz on HBO, the prison
Oz,
show.
That's right.
Yeah, way
I loved
back in the
that
day.
show.
That was a great show.
I have got to rewatch that show.
Yes, he was on it. He was a main guy on. He was kind of one of the main guys for.
It was one of the first big kind of like crime, just hardcore show, and it was on HBO.
Yeah,
and it was amazing.
I always think of him from that show.
Yeah. Well, they sound great.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're cooking right now, and they're enjoying being back together, and the fans are responding. So, hey,
great.
You heard some of their new music, go check it out. Go stream it, whatever, and support the band. Go see them because they're touring. They're going around. And guess what?
We'll see them next week.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to see them next week. So beautiful, right? Beautiful. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. All right. We've talked about Exodus on this channel a lot. What does that say? Number one, well, we love the band. But number two, they tour a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They are always coming around. So when they come to town, I'm going to see them. I mean, that's just, there is no other thing, I mean, I am doing that. So, but when they play, you've got to celebrate it. So that's what we're going to do here. So all about Exodus, and that, again, I'm kind of addicted to these opens, even if they don't do much. Just the anticipation, right?
Yeah.
Right before the band is going to come out, and you're just like getting psyched up. Well, this is Exodus. I mean, they're not the headliner, but it feels like it, right?
Yeah,
and that's what you want. It really feels like metal in all of its forms are really picking up steam.
Yeah. No, I agree. This is years ago. I forget where we were, but of course it was here in the Bay Area, and Testament was not the headliner. They were the band before the headliner, and I felt bad for the headliner because Testament stole the show. The band, local band, from here, and just they still put on an amazing show as well. So the non-headliners can really kill it too, big time.
Yeah. I mean, again, an embarrassment of riches. Like, I'm so happy because I'm getting this experience. I've got Tribal Gaze comes out. I'm just getting that death metal just rush, because it's in your face, right? Very powerful. And Biohazard comes out, and it's just that old school, let's go. And then Exodus comes out, and it's like, here we go, And Dukes is just he's just putting his heart and soul into it right now. It's impressive. So I love this song. This is a Dukes song from the first album he did with them. I just love this. By the way, Zakk Wylde, Gary Holt, if you had to pick one or the other, that would be an extremely difficult decision.
I got to go with Gary Holt, though.
You didn't hesitate. You didn't hesitate.
Because I was just thinking about that. If you listen to Rob Duke's other band, Generation Kill.
Yes, I love them. I am so bummed they came here and I couldn't go. And I'm like, boy, I hope they come around again. And I regret not going.
Well, they sound great, but something's just missing, and it's Gary Holt's guitar playing. That's how you know how great a guitar player is when that makes the difference in the sound of the band. So that's what I'm going with.
Yeah. Yeah, man, absolutely. So it's funny because it just so happened to be Gary Holt's birthday.
Oh.
That day on Monday, May 4th. And so, of course, they had to wish him happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Gary Holt. Happy birthday to you. Yeah!
He said the Uncrustable is the greatest invention ever.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to cut the crust off anyway of a peanut butter jelly sandwich, so might as well buy it pre-made.
I know. That was hilarious. So those things are fun. In fact,
Yeah.
and I know it was Inkarceration, Machine Head and Rob Flynn had his birthday that day at Inkarceration on that Saturday night, and they did kind of a similar thing. So one of the things I want us to pay attention to when we have the opportunity are the pits, right? Because quite frankly, a lot of the shows that I'm going to, the pits are kind of the pits. They're not all that great. And so if you get a chance, if you see, I don't want to show bad ones because it's like, what's the point? You know, this sucks. But I want to show ones that at least have potential or were kind of okay, so that, you know, we make sure this art isn't lost to time, right? So, of course, you know, when you have a song by Exodus that is called The Toxic Waltz,
Yeah.
that is a song that is describing a mosh pit. So how was the pit during the Toxic Waltz, you ask? I will show you.
Okay, I've got a pit story for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is interesting. I went to see Halloween with Beast in Black.
That's right.
And
Power metal to the max.
There you go, power metal. And so you figure Halloween's been around for 40 years now since their first album. Beast in Black is much newer. So the audience basically consisted of people my age and my kids' age and no one in between. So Beast in Black, if you've never seen them, or heard them, they're an interesting mix of power metal combined with occasional dance songs and 80s music. It's very interesting, but it was funny because a pit got going. It got going really good. And
Really?
it's all the young kids bouncing around. But the best part of it is that all the Halloween fans that, you know, are in their 50s and over, they're down there getting crushed, and they have a look between fear and confusion because they have they thought they were cool. I'm going to get down front, and they're getting hammered by these kids over and over and over. And so the look on their faces was like, do I leave? Do I stay here? So it was,
Dude.
I didn't expect a pit from those guys at all.
You
But
know
the
what?
kids were going at it. It was really fun to watch the younger
God
crowd.
bless them.
Yeah.
God bless them.
Yeah. It
Because
was
you know what,
enjoyable.
old man, and if I end up being in the wrong place at the wrong, trust me, I went down at Biohazard. I went down and I went in, kind of did more wall trafficking than actual kind of moshing. The TD special.
Totally.
He's the one who's just going to wreck you from the corner. But yeah, man, it was cool. And so, you know, I thought that pit was all right. You know, like they were going. That was obviously towards the end of the show. You know, they've been going on. So yeah, well, you do that. So yeah, man. So let's move on to Sepultura. Sepultura. These guys, you know, again, I thought put on a great show. And they had one of those really unique, like one of those interesting opens. I'm just going to play like 20 seconds of like their opening, like what plays right before they come out. Yeah. It's cool, right?
Nice.
I love
Yeah.
that stuff. The lights are going, and you're just gearing up. And then right after that, as it kind of did that for a little bit, and then they started hitting the bongos,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you knew that, okay, all right, here we
Here
go.
we go.
And yeah, so that was awesome. And again, as I mentioned previously, Sepultura played of all the way up and down the catalog, for this kind of farewell tour, which is something you would expect. You want to hear stuff from all eras.
Yeah.
And, quite frankly, the one I'm going to play right now, Desperate Cry, which is, I think, from like 1991 Sepultura. But Andres actually led this song, did the solo and everything on the album. And so this is them performing. Which one are we talking about? Desperate Cry. Yes, of course. Just a three-piece band.
Right, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just Andres playing the guitar, and they've got a bass and this drummer. This drummer they've got, he's a 21-year-old kid.
Wow.
Yeah, and I saw something that said, he's kind of making his debut on this tour, and he's like a protege kind of thing. And I tell you what, the kid delivered, for sure. He was killing it all night. So I highly recommend that you guys go ahead and check out Sepultura if you can, but if it means that much to you that, hey, I'm not interested. I'll wait for Soulfly and, Cavalera Conspiracy. I'll just wait for that and get it there. Hey,
or whatever version comes out.
Right. Exactly. Then there you go. But it is kind of interesting when you see bands doing a farewell, regardless how you feel about them. The name has been around for 40 years. So it's interesting. All right, guys, we are coming towards the end of the show. But of course, our final segment is about festivals. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that TD and myself, El Ren, are veterans of many festivals. We have traversed treacherous times, but we have also basked in the glory when it all comes together. And we feel that we have really good knowledge through bad times lived that we can share with you so that you don't repeat those exact scenarios. So TD is going to he has put together TD's festival survival tips. So TD, I'm going to give you the floor. And I know this show is longer than I want it to be, but I feel it's been fun talking about all this.
Yeah, it has. It's gone by fast.
We're going to Sonic Temple next week. So maybe there are some people going to Sonic Temple next week. What do they need to know?
Well, one thing I didn't put on my list, I just thought about, because we were talking about Sepultura. I saw them actually one time, I don't remember, it's the brothers, played the whole Nail Bomb album. And then another time they played the whole Roots album. And so I bought a Roots shirt because it was white. And I actually went to Brazil and wore it in Brazil. And everyone knew who they were. But pro tip is don't buy white concert shirts and wear them to festivals if you're going to use sunscreen. If you're melanin challenged like we are, it stains it. It just turns the whole neck orange.
Yeah.
And so
That's
don't do that.
Great advice.
Yes. If you like that shirt, don't do it.
Yeah. If you're going to wear it, just wear it out on the town.
Yes. Don't wear it with sunscreen.
Or maybe if you're going to go somewhere where maybe you're seeing a band, but you're not going to be in the slop, perhaps.
Yes. No, forget about it.
Yeah. The sunscreen and invariably mud or dirt will make
Yeah.
its way onto your body. So just saying. Yeah.
And then
Not a good choice. It's okay to wear white. You're wearing white.
but I don't,
Right. You don't
I
wear
wouldn't
it.
wear-
You're not,
I wouldn't eat Italian food right now unless I had a bib on because it'll end up on my shirt for sure. But I have clear liquid, so I'm fine.
all right. Give us the list. Give us the list.
Yeah. So always bring sunscreen. Keep in mind, half the venues don't let you use spray sunscreen for whatever its reason. Cargo shorts. You got to have pockets that stuff doesn't fall out of. That you can have to put your everything you need in there. The only time I wore jeans.
Quick story for the people. I'm sorry I have to share this. We are at Aftershock, and Anthrax is on stage. So we're in the middle. The Zack Attack and me are in the middle, and we're watching it, join the band, whatever, and we're like, you know what? Let's get out of here. Let's go check out another band. So we leave, and about 100 yards out, I realize I don't have my phone, and I'm freaking out. So I'm like, oh my God! It dropped in the Anthrax crowd. Great for me, but hightail my way back there. Roy came too. I'm looking. I can't find it. But then Roy says, "Yo," and the security guard is like, "You lose a phone?" And I'm like, "Yup." I'm like, "Yup." And he's like, "What's the screensaver?" And I said, "It's my cat." And he's like, "Here you go."
That's very metal.
It's not my cat anymore. My cat is long past since that shock. I think that was, what was that, 2021 maybe?
Yeah, first one after COVID, I think. Because the next
I
band was
caught
Exodus.
COVID at that festival, so it wasn't after COVID. It was during COVID.
Well, COVID was very fluid.
Exactly. Man, I got sick, I'll tell you. It's crazy. Okay, what else?
Well, after that, Exodus played next. And I had my phone in my front pocket jeans because it's not going to fall out. Whoops. And it did. And I went up to security and said, "Hey, man."
In the Bay Area. That happens a lot, people, so don't be alarmed.
So I went up to security and said, "Hey, man, you got a phone?" He's like, "Nope." So they never found my damn phone. So I had to wait at the hotel all the next day for the guy to show up.
I remember, dude. I remember.
And I was told he couldn't come into the room because of COVID. He had to stand outside because that the barrier where the door opens that stops and adds COVID.
You had so many obstacles. So many. It was a disaster.
Yeah. It was a mess. So cargo shorts. Got to have the cargo shorts, man. Very hard. You're going to lose the whole shorts if you're going to lose anything, right?
100%. 100%.
And then raincoats sometimes. We went to Blue Ridge and it's going to pour. We still have like 10 raincoats from that festival. I'm bringing them to Sonic Temple. They're only
Are you talking about like the ponchos? Those clear ponchos?
Yeah, the ones that, that tear if you look at them too long, those kind.
Dude, I fell at Blue Ridge. My pants just got
You fall at every show. That's you. You're the one that falls. And Zach is the one that says inappropriate things to people repeatedly.
Yes.
And you got to get lockers.
So that's an interesting topic. Raincoats. Like, what do you do? Like, we're looking at the weather for next week. Earlier in the week, it looked like a real threat of rain. Now it doesn't look like there is a threat, but it can fluctuate. You never know. And if you're going to like Welcome to Rockville in Florida, you've got to be prepared for rain because it will come in spots. So the question is, what do you do? Do you get like just the rain jet? Like, it's like, do I care about fashion or just ultimate protection? Right. So that when I take it off, I'm dry and I feel good, regardless of how.
You got to get kind and throw away. Yeah.
So you like just those pullover ponchos?
Yeah. Just as a little temporary.
I think I'm with you. I think I've got like 10 in a basket at my house. So,
I'm saving them for a rainy day. No pun intended.
We'll bring them with us.
That's right.
We'll definitely bring them with us.
And then
All
I
right.
touched on the extra
anything else?
shoes.
Any other
Extra
tips?
shoes because of
Oh,
the
the
rain.
Yeah.
Get all
Extra
muddy.
shoes. Yes.
Yes.
So you may ruin your shoes on the first day. Even if you don't have rain, there are things that can happen. There are many near collisions, at all times at a festival. You are moving one way, people are moving another. There's people standing still. And that means there is many opportunities for collisions. So you've got to be really navigating, and you may get really dirty or wet or whatever. So yeah, you need to have a second pair of shoes, and then you can be drying out those other ones while you go to the next day of the show, because it's a 4-day festival.
And then last but not least, you always got to do VIP. Covered areas, no lines for bathrooms, no line for drinks, no line for foods, places to sit. It's well worth every penny.
Let me tell you something. Those of you who are paying GA, I understand. You want to get in, you want to be there, you want to take advantage of everything. But I cannot tell you how important VIP is. You need to spend the money, because even if it's not the greatest experience, for instance, at Inkarceration, the cool tent was packed. It was hard to find a place to settle down. But it was so hot. We needed to cool off. So at least we could be in there. We could find standing room and we would be fine. But that is invaluable. The bathrooms are invaluable. I mean, they just are. They're air conditioned. Oh my goodness. I can't.
Lines.
Yeah. Lines. Oh my goodness. Yeah. No lines. Very few if you have to. And you get some good vantage points in a lot of VIP situations, at least for 1 or 2 stages, and so that's kind of nice. You don't have to fight your way through any massive crowd, because remember, you're at a festival. There's like 100,000 people there, whatever it is. So having access to some areas that not everybody has access to, worth its weight in gold.
Heck yeah.
So
that's all I got.
That's good. Those are great tips. Thank you, TD. We are going to wrap this show up. Of course, we always like to mention, because we're trying to grow. We're really looking forward to trying to do more of this, try to stay more consistent, give you an inside look at the shows that we go to. So on the socials, how are we doing on Meta and Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah, Facebook, we got over 4,600 now. And Instagram's starting to roll along about 560, which is good, because that one takes a lot more time to grow. But suicidal video, I think we're 17,600 views on that one now. And second is Power Trip, closing on 2,000. So
wow.
Getting a lot of comments, a lot of likes. It's cool. We're just 2 guys who love metal music and trying to share our experiences with everyone else. So we appreciate the love and the feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. I make sure on the YouTube side of things that I'm replying to your comments, and YouTube has been doing well. So over the last 28 days, and again, this channel is taken more time to grow, but we had nearly 25,000 views in the last 28
Great.
days. Yep. We gained 37 subscribers.
That's great.
So yeah, so we're over 325 now.
Nice.
Which I think is great. And we got about 1,000 likes on the videos I was loading up. So I do a lot of shorts on the channel. So that drives a lot of the traffic, because people love that, just minute shorts, of songs, live bands performing songs. So I do a lot of those. And of course, our show is, and hey, we get like 30 views or something. It's like, hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
We'll
take it.
yeah, we'll take it. And we're still kind of learning this thing, but having a great time doing it. So,
Yep.
yeah. So that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. So next week, okay. I don't know if we should like make a promise right now, but here's what I would like to see happen from an Agents of Rage perspective as it pertains to the experience at Sonic Temple. What I think would be great is on Wednesday night, we do a quick recording like we're doing now.
Yeah.
And we talk about kind of what we're looking forward to. You know, we can just have fun, you know, hey, what band talk about one of the bands you really love, that kind of thing, right? And then every night we do a like quick recap of the day.
Yeah.
So Thursday night, I don't care how late it is, we just sit down and we just do a quick talk about the day. And you know, I can get the videos up fast enough, so we'll have videos too. So,
no, I'm down.
What do you think? Think we can pull it off?
Yeah, we can.
All right.
We will. We are.
The man says it is so, and I'm excited. So I'll bring the equipment, and I'll have us good to go. It'll be a little, you know, kind of rough, kind of set up, but
from the Airbnb.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure, you know, I mean, you put a lot of time into that background, my friend.
Yeah, I had to get that thing lined up perfectly. Had to get the dog out of here, and
exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So TD doesn't have the fortune that I do, which I'm at a studio. So at my work, we have a studio stage. So I can do this and just throw some images of fire on the screens. And,
does look cool.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I love the Exodus thing. We talk Exodus tonight, and you know, I'll tell you, if maybe I have any takeaway, literally, maybe we'll wrap the show right here, and maybe we do this a lot. If I had one takeaway from the show that I went to, like what was something that I'm really going to remember, honestly, it was Exodus. You know, those guys, again, whatever singer you're talking about, you know, we love Zetro. I love Zetro in Exodus. Love it, you know. But I love Exodus as well.
Yeah.
And I think Dukes is just, you know, giving his heart and soul to it. And their new album, you know, I listened to it. It's pretty good, you know. I'm going to do a concert video that I will put on YouTube that will have all the Exodus clips that I took. And it includes that new song, Goliath, which is off that new album, which, you know, I don't know how I feel about, but overall, still thrash. I mean, Exodus still bringing, you know, sauce, you know.
They are. They haven't slowed down a bit.
I mean, for all, and there's a lot of their era bands going. I mean, for goodness sake, I saw Hyrax not too long ago, you know, Hyrax, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. Had a blast, you know. So, but Exodus is kind of like, hold my beer.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, you know, once Slayer dipped out, you know, out of the full-time realm, Exodus said, this is our opening. Let's go.
Yeah, stepped it up. That's for sure.
I mean, you know, of course, it's all subjective, and you can feel however you feel about every band, and you can make a case for a lot of bands, you know. Trust me when I tell you, when you watch Lamb of God, you're like, wow, those guys are sitting on top somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are killing it, and they're owning it.
Yeah.
And people are feeling it.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's a band that you have to put right there. You know, I'm not with, you know, a lot of those like Motionless in White, you know, and a lot of those kind of new metal, whatever the label is for a lot of that, it's just not the style. I mean, I like some of the songs,
Yeah, Avatar. They've got a couple good songs, but
Oh yeah, well, Avatar's a little different. I like they're kind of campy at the same time, kind of
oh yeah,
kind of in a sadistic way. Yeah, no, I'm all right. I'm all right with them. I definitely want to see them again. We saw them at Aftershock.
yeah. Seen them 4 or 5 times, I think.
Yeah, I think that. In fact, yeah, that was the exact same time that we met the mother of the guitarist of Power Trip.
Oh yeah,
And she's like, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll tell Chris, and keep being fans. I'm like, come back, tell Power Trip to come back somehow, and
That's
they have,
right.
and they're amazing, and apparently people are watching it on Instagram.
Yeah.
So that's great, and I think the new lead singer is just doing the best he can.
Yeah,
He's just doing the best.
he seems to have received a warm welcome. I would say.
And he's trying to hang on to that vibe, that Riley gave off. He's trying to, at least give you something that feels like Power Trip.
Yeah.
So, all right, my friend, we've made a promise to do a lot of content in our trip, but that's okay. We can do it.
We are. It's going to happen.
We will do it, and it'll be great. And the great thing is you're flying in on Tuesday because we are going to go see Corrosion of Conformity at the sold out machine shop in Flint, Michigan.
Yep. It's going to be great.
It's going to be a great show, and they are promoting their latest album, which is pretty good. It's interesting. It's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy. Obviously they've got some other things in there too, but it's pretty heavy. So, and this band Whores, that's one of the opening acts.
Yeah.
They're crazy. they're kind of cool, man. They're riff oriented, but they are they're wild, man. Check it out. Check them out. And I think Crowbar is playing as well. Crowbot.
Yeah,
Crowbot.
they're good too.
Me
and Brent, me and Special Agent Woody met them at the Ritz in San Jose earlier this year.
Yeah, I've seen Crowbot live at Harpo's in Detroit. So in the Overkill show, I went to see. So that was several years ago, 2022, I think. All right, buddy. I'll see you next week, and we will report back in. I'll tell you what. I have. Hopefully, some of you are new viewers. I've been passing out cards at shows and talking to people, and they say, "Yeah, I'll check it out." So, if you are checking it out, we appreciate it. Hopefully, you like it. But bottom line is, if I see you at another metal show, just say what's up.
Say hi.
Yeah, and yes, we want to engage and connect and have great times at these shows because they're amazing and unbelievable. And we're about to see a whole lot of them next week.
Oh yeah.
So, we'll have a lot to talk about here on the Agents of Rage. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.